first locus point, pivot point that you need to consider is the anchor point itself. This is where the force is going to originate from, and it's going to create the starting point of the vector of force that you're going to work with. Obviously, if you have an anchor at a mid-level, then all the forces you're working with are going to be coming out horizontally. This is a different set of forces, for example, than if your anchor point is high, all right, and you have the opportunity to work force down, all right. So this direction, obviously, very different again than if the anchor is low. The anchor being low is obviously a lot more like working with gravity, in the sense that you are pushing up. Now, one thing you should note about anchors is, for example, if I'm close to the anchor here, the force is very much down and behind me. As I move forward, the force is still behind me, but it is now at a different angle. There's a different angle of force working. So your distance from the anchor point, to some degree, is going to change the angle of the force that you've got to work with. And this is something you can use to your advantage, and certainly need to be aware of if you're particularly trying to train a specific range of motion with a resistance band. If you've got a high anchor and you want to train something that's straight down, then you've got to have the anchor and the position of the resistance organized so that you've got the good resistance in the range of motion that you want. Another thing you can do with resistance bands is you can anchor them both high and low. Now, anchoring high and low is going to give you a lot of other opportunities to work the resistance in more dimensions. So, for example, you can see here anchored high and low, but now these bands offer me resistance in all different planes. This is a very useful thing for different types of work and offers all kinds of multi-dimensional possibilities to work with. So high and low, or anchors at a specific point, all these different positions are going to offer different opportunities, different possibilities. Certainly understanding how to work with each anchor height and what each anchor height offers that's unique is a very helpful thing. Lots of times when you're training in different environments, you don't have the ability to work in a lot of different anchor points. You maybe only have a high anchor, or you only have a low anchor. You can create an amazing amount of work with just one anchor point. Understanding how to work all the anchor points obviously is just going to improve your opportunities to create variety, your ability to create specific work for specific needs. So anchor points, that is the beginning point of the vector of force that you're working with, and you can use it a lot of different ways, individually, or you can work your anchor so you have multiple anchor points creating resistance in several different planes.